What's going on, my $1 Steve Money here, and today I got an interesting little video. I decided to challenge myself with a Ben 10 topic. Now, I was just browsing through Twitter the other day, and I saw that a user by the name Shadow Piper ended up saying that if he got the Omnitrix, what 10 aliens he would want in his Omnitrix, and he said Heat Blast, Big Chill, Humongous Sword, Way Big, Gray Matter, Echo, Ghost Freak, Clockwork, Upgrade, and Accelerate. And when I saw that post, I thought, what would my 10 be? And can I turn it into a video? Well, here I am today doing that. Now, instead of me just listing off 10 of my favorite aliens, I thought I'd be strategic about it. Now, I do believe that all the show creators, the Man of Action, and Cartoon Network have all thought about, Ben's gotta be prepared for this. Azimuth would probably want all the playlists of 10s, or a set of 10, have reasons for each alien. And I started thinking, alright, what are the tropes for each playlist that Ben normally starts out with? And that's when I created this list. I ended up making the list on my whiteboard on my wall. I'm not going to reveal the list right here because I have my aliens next to them, but I'm going to read them off. So I decided to go with a Speedster, a cold support alien, a strategic alien, a conductor alien, an IQ alien, a flyer, a fire support, a water support, a fighter, and of course, because it is a custom list, I thought, what if I went with my favorite alien? And you can do the same thing. Each category on that list was for specific reasons. Ben has either had all those in one playlist or has either eventually gotten all of those on a playlist that through unlockables. But like Conductor, that's something I feel like Ben didn't really get until Alien Force with Chroma Stone, or eventually he would use feedback to replace him, but I ended up putting it on this list just because what if I was to fight a Megawatt? Or another type of alien like that. So I also decided, instead of just grabbing pictures off the computer like I would normally, I decided I would draw the aliens in my own style and what kind of outfit they would have, or if they would have an outfit. So this took me a couple days to get 10 aliens drawn on here, but I would say they're ready to be shown. So let's dive on in. At number 1, I thought for my IQ alien I would go with Gray Matter. I just felt like it was either him or Brainstorm, and even though Brainstorm has a very high IQ, Gray Matter, his species, is known to be much smarter. After all, the smartest alien on this planet, or his planet, is the smartest in, I think, 3 dimensions or something like that, or I forget exactly what Azimuth says, but he's also the creator of this, and I thought, well, if I was able to be as smart as Ken 10, I would use Gray Matter to unlock the limit, or take out the limit for the Omnitrix. Now for fire support, I thought I'd go with none other than Heat Blast. I do believe that Ben has a couple fire aliens. I can't remember off the top of my head right now, but first thing that comes to mind when it comes to fire is Heat Blast. He can dish out fire attacks, but he can also absorb fire. And I just thought it was really fun to draw him like this, and it's been a while since I've actually drawn Ben's aliens this seriously, and even though not all these pictures are perfect, I thought it'd be pretty cool. A lot of these are, even though Heat Blast doesn't wear clothes, I thought I'd give him a little different design, like with all of his like magma rocks, and yeah, I ended up liking it. Now for strategics, this one was tough because I wanted to do several different aliens, but I ended up settling on Upgrade just because well, Upgrade can just take over technology. There's so much technology now, and in the show, aliens all have a piece of technology on them, using it as a weapon, a ship, anything. I feel like Upgrade would just give me an advantage in battle or in like a strategic moment. So, and also this blue with his green and black just looks so good. And I even used a silver Sharpie on the edge of the Omnitrix badge just because I thought that'd be a really nice technology look. And that's the same for all the aliens. When it comes to Speedsters, obviously everyone always thinks of Accelerate at first. He's Ben's fastest aliens, or his fastest alien, other than Jet Ray. I would say that's pretty tough comparison. I wanted to have Jet Ray on here, but I ended up doing Accelerate just because my Ben, if he was to start off at 10 years old, I would want Accelerate because by the time Ben ended up becoming Ben 10,000, he was already able to travel globally with just Accelerate. And sure, Jet Ray can travel at light speed and do jumps, but then again, I'm not really thinking more about that. I'm thinking more globally as a Earth's mightiest hero. Now when it comes to water support, Ben originally started out with Ripjaws. Ripjaws has such a great design, and I thought he was great, but thing is he's a little useless outside of water, so I wanted someone that's more useful in water but also out. And I was thinking, other than Ripjaws, I would probably want someone who could also do water attacks, and that's why I ended up going with Overflow. Just kidding, I went with Water Hazard. His design is just really cool to me. I love the little like muscles on his shell, just like a clam would have, and I feel like he's just a really cool water-based alien that Ben has. So for the fighter category, everyone knows that Kickin' a Hawk is one of Ben's most useful fighters in hand-to-hand combat, but Forearms is the one that he started out with, but at the same time there's still several other aliens Ben has that he uses as fighters, and I would even say that Heat Blast could be one of them. But I thought, well, it came down to two choices to me. It was either going to be Forearms or the one that I went with. That is Humongousaur. I wanted to go with the reboot design just because he has a new power twist with it, with his tail and that spike ball, and also the reboot design just looks really cool. And I gave his underbelly the blue design just because, well, most likely I always wear a blue shirt, so that's why a lot of these have blue on them instead of green or the regular color. And Humongousaur has only had one clothing design on him, and I hated it, so I ended up just going with this. I really like it. This is the most simplest and easiest category for me, and I wanted to do my favorite. There's no special order to all these categories with revealing. I just went with whatever I wanted to draw at that moment, and my favorite Ben 10 alien is Diamond Head, so of course I would add him to my list. I didn't really have a good diamond blue because I felt like if I reused this blue, it just looked like he wasn't wearing the shirt right there, so that's what I went with. Diamond Head is my favorite. He can also be used for strategic purposes like rebuilding a bridge or archways supporting a lot of different things. He can also just make giant diamond fists come out of the ground and grab a car or anything like that. He's just too cool. Plus, if I end up getting too broke, just blast the ground with some diamond shards and sell the diamonds to a pawn shop or something. Now you could probably already tell who I picked for my Conductor. I didn't want to go with a Megawatt or Buzzshock as Ben calls him, or Shock Squatch and Amphibian. That was a close one I almost went with, but really just the strongest Conductor Ben has, other than Chromastone, I would say is Feedback. This is a really simple, easy design for him, but I ended up really liking it, and it's really cool, fun to draw. Now, just in case if my Ben would end up going into a like the Arctic or a cold region like that, he's got to have someone like Arctic Iguana on his roster, just so that way the cold doesn't phase him. But I also thought, speaking of phasing, shouldn't he be able to go through bullets, walls, whatever physical object is in his way, of maybe a truck? So I thought, well, if I had Ghost Freak, but also Arctic Iguana on the list, that's 2 spots taken. So I thought, what if I combine the 2 and just go with Big Chill as my cold support? Yep, this Freeze Ghost, as Ben23 would call, is a great addition to the team, and I just think he's one of the coolest aliens from Alien Force, him and Goop. Now, even though I already have 2 flying aliens on this list already, I still wanted to have that little spot for the flying alien on there, just because, well, that's what Stingfly mainly was. So I thought, well, in tradition of the show, I'll still go with it, and I ended up going with something that, as I was drawing, I was thinking it's a little weird to have 2 aliens from the same planet be on the same playlist, but I ended up putting Astrodactyl on there. Yep. And this was really cool and fun to draw with all of his lines. Several of these aliens was actually my first time drawing, like Astrodactyl. Yeah. First time drawing him, I ended up liking it. Gave him like a little tank top. It's a little tough to see with his armpit sort of matching the back turbine there. And I didn't really want to do shading for this just because I needed to get all these drawings done quick before the upload date that you guys are watching this on. This was a really fun project for me, and even though I kept saying throughout the video, this is what my Ben 10 would have, don't get it like mixed up for with my live action series where I use this Omnitrix. I'm not saying that I wish I could replace it. That's 2 different stories. Not that I'm gonna make a Ben 10 series where that's my 10. No, this is just something that if I was there with Azimuth making this list, that's what I would do. And that's just something like I feel like everyone who's a fan of Ben 10 would fantasize about. What aliens would I have? And yeah, this is it. Tell me down below which drawing was your favorite, and heck, tell me what playlist you would want. What 10 aliens would you like to start out with? And just follow me on all my other social medias. I'm sure on my Instagram I will be putting all 10 of these on a post, so that way you could get a better look at them, because I'm not going to be putting them on the screen because I don't really have a printer to digitally scan them. And so anyways, have a great day, and